You know, Jesus said, if two of you shall agree as touching anything that you will ask, it shall be done for you of my Father in heaven. These people agreed that this woman is not going to die. They agreed that we are going to pray until she's discharged.
Hey guys, good morning. Today's a very happy day because we're here to pick up Mom. Mom has officially been discharged from isolation. Yes! She's been here a total of 19 days and we're so excited to pick her up. And so yeah, she's coming through. She's coming. Get her.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, hallelujah.
Praise the Lord.
Hallelujah.
Glory be to God.
Yeah. Itunu Pepe. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Itunu Pepe. Today we're going to be continuing our little story with my mom. I have her here with me as well. She's going to be sharing with us a little bit more about her medical history as well as her time at the isolation center. In the previous part of this video, which you should see if you haven't already, she shared with us her story about how the COVID-19 illness progressed. So I'll definitely recommend that you go check out the first part if you haven't already. So yeah, Mom.
Yes, please.
You're going to be talking to us a bit more about the point where you arrived at IDH. What were your feelings about making it out? And what did you do about them?
When I got admitted at IDH, I was very weak. Physically, I was weak, and I had fought on my own, and I was getting tired, and I was struggling. Occasionally, I would close my eyes, and it would be as if life is going out of me. So at that point, I felt I couldn't pray on my own again, so I needed help. So I sent messages to my friends, and I knew they were going to pray. And I notified a number of people that I knew were going to pray for me. And I gave them prayer points, things to pray about. And I am so touched about the commitment of those people. There were a group of ladies, they committed to praying for me every day, morning and evening on Zoom. And they committed to praying till I'm discharged. And they kept to that. And I joined the final one with them. The day I was discharged, I joined them for a time of Thanksgiving on Zoom, and we celebrated God's faithfulness together. And not only them, one of my brothers in the church said, I'm in 4 different groups praying for you. So many people were praying for me, individuals were praying. And I noticed that immediately after I sent out that prayer point for them to begin to pray for me, I started getting this inner strength again, ability to pray for myself and to challenge the enemy, and I started feeling stronger. I was actually on oxygen for a total of 8 days. And at a point I was moved, before I was moved to another isolation center, I want to commend the patients that were with me in the ward, because the day I got there, I was too weak to do anything for myself. And, they helped me with so many things. And, they were the support in the ward was amazing. They were ready to help any patient that couldn't, because the nurses and the doctors most times are not with us. We're just left on our own. And it takes a lot of protocol for the nurses or doctors to be able to come in, because they have to put on all their gadgets, their PPE and all that. And that thing is very uncomfortable. So when they go out, they remove those things and they are not able to come in readily again. So the patients that were stronger were helping the patients that were weaker. The first few days, I couldn't take my bath standing up. So one of the patients would take chair to the bathroom for me. The first day I wanted to shower with cold water. They said, no, please don't shower with cold water. Don't. We're going to heat water for you. We'll take you to the bathroom for you. And I find that so, it touched my heart that people could care for other people like that. When people are in trouble, the tendency is to focus on yourself.
Yeah, of course.
But over there, we were looking out for each other. And when I saw other patients in distress, even with the oxygen in my nose, I would be praying for them, asking God to help them, that they will not die and all that. And I also had opportunity to talk to a number of the patients about Jesus. And if that's the only reason why I went to IDH, it's worth it.
Wow.
Because a number of them gave their lives to Christ. And, we were connected to each other. One of the patients in particular, I'm still very much in touch with her. We call each other, we send text messages, find out how we're doing. She's also discharged now. And I thank God for the fact that till I left IDH, no other patient died in my room. And I give God the glory. It's an answer to prayer. The tension in the atmosphere there stopped after people started praying. After the third day, I started sleeping. Gradually, it was getting better and better by the day, till I was moved to another isolation center after it was confirmed that it was COVID. Where we were at IDH was a ward for suspected COVID cases. So after it was confirmed, I was moved.
So medically, patients with underlying health issues like maybe hypertension, heart conditions, and all of that are at a higher risk
of dying
from COVID-19. Can you tell us about a little bit of your journey? Let's start from 12 years ago when you battled cancer. Just tell us a little bit about that.
About 12 years ago, that was when I was given a clean slate. I was cancer-free. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2006, and I was completely free in 2008, and that's about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And God has been so faithful, and that was a miracle. Definitely. Actually, that was a miracle.
Definitely.
And I had another health challenge in 2011. My mom had just died, and our family house was locked up for like 8 years. Her room in particular was locked up for about 8 years. So I went back there to clean out some stuff. And I think in the process of trying to sort out things, I inhaled some, I don't know what it was. They said, and I got this lung infection that was really, really bad. And they didn't know what it was. They gave me antibacterial.
The highest dose of...
At the point, they said, this is the highest dose. After this one, there's no other thing we can use. They treated with antifungal. There was no improvement. I was in ICU for over 1 week. And the doctors were afraid I wasn't going to make it. At the point, it was suggested that maybe I should receive treatment outside the country. But we were told that I couldn't travel by normal aircraft, that it had to be air ambulance. And when we heard what it was going to cost, we knew we couldn't afford that trip. And we started calling upon God. And there was this night when it was like I was hearing God speaking to me. I woke up at 2 a.m. that night, and it was like Jesus was speaking to me. He said, I am the vine, you are the branch. My life flows to you. Because you are connected to me, nothing can take your life.
Wow.
And he told me so many other things from John 15, and he said I should begin to confess the fact that I'm a branch of the vine. The life of the vine, the life of Christ is flowing to me, and because I'm connected to him, I cannot die. And immediately I started confessing that thing. Within about 2-3 days, they couldn't explain it.
Look at that.
I started recovering, and I was taken out of the ICU.
After almost 2 weeks of being there.
Yeah, and I was taken to a regular room. And one day the doctor said, okay, it's like your SpO2 is improving. Let's go to the decking of this building and see how long you can do without oxygen. And for as long as I stayed there,
wow,
I was breathing normal air. I didn't need, and that was the end of the oxygen issue.
Wow.
And they didn't really have an explanation because they had used different things. They had consulted doctors out of the country, within the country, in different hospitals, many specialists, and I wasn't getting any better until that night when I had that encounter with Jesus. And I want to say that as many as have not given their lives to Christ, the devil can use you as minced meat anytime. Your security is in Jesus. And I want you to secure yourself in Jesus. One thing I've discovered about this life is that everything is vain. During the lockdown,
Absolutely.
your designer shoes, your designer bags, your designer,
Cover the mold.
where were you wearing them to? And another thing that really got to me when I was diagnosed with COVID-19 was the fact that the hospitals we used to attend freely, they rejected me. They didn't even allow me to enter. The houses we had, I couldn't sleep in any one of them. I couldn't. Money could not help me at that point because, so I want to tell you that everything is in this world is like a vapor. It's like a shadow. Everything is vain. The only solid ground is in Christ. And I thank God I gave my life to Christ very early in life. I was a teenager when I surrendered my life to Christ, and it's been an exciting journey. I've had challenges in life, but I've had resounding victories in Christ.
Absolutely, because you also had to have that emergency.
And I didn't even get to that point. In 2017, I just noticed that I was feeling very weak, struggling with climbing stairs. And I went to the hospital, and they said my pulse rate was very low. And it was sometimes as low as 37 beats per minute, and that was dangerously low.
What is it supposed to be on average for a healthy person?
Maybe 70,
So that's about
70 and above, but I was going on 40 sometimes and all that. It's a big story that I need to share at another time.
Yeah, definitely.
But the summary of it was that I needed a pacemaker. And so you can imagine, with history of cancer, history of lung infection in the past, history of high blood pressure, a pacemaker.
How did you make it out of these? I'm sure everyone is just like, what on earth?
How did it happen?
I'm the first Christian. Let us know, how did you make it out of it?
I believe in the power of prayer. The power of prayer made the difference. And the fact that I'm anchored in Christ. In life, you can have storms. You can have a ship on the ocean that is being blown by the wind. But when that ship is well anchored, the winds will blow and blow and blow and blow, and one day it will quieten down. There was something that occurred to me after I was discharged, and it was the story of Jesus in the storm, in the boat. And the disciples were afraid. Hey, we are going to drown. Hey, don't you? And Jesus was sleeping. And because they were afraid, to tell the truth, I was actually afraid at a point. I was really, really afraid. It was like I wasn't going to make it. But thank God when people started praying for me, the confidence returned, the inner strength returned.
Community is very important.
I believe in the power of prayer. I believe in the power of the body of Christians committed to praying on any issue. Because this actually made the difference.
So this is not even about, a Catholic or a Pentecostal or an Anglican. If we call on the name of God in unity, He will come through for us.
If you have a relationship with Jesus Christ and you call upon His name, Jesus said, if two of you shall agree as touching anything that you will ask, it shall be done for you of my Father in heaven. These people agreed that this woman is not going to die. They agreed that we are going to pray until she's discharged. One of my fathers in the Lord was calling to pray for me every single day. And he told me, I will pray for you every day. I will call you to pray for you until you are discharged.
That's the former Reverend Phyllis
Medoye. And a number of other people and his wife, they were praying. our GO, Reverend Aboyeji and his wife, they were praying, and a number of other people were praying for me, and I believe that was what gave me the grace to go through and to overcome. And one thing I want us to all learn is that we need one another. Nobody should be an island. You need me, I need you. And when you are in distress, call for help. I mean, many times we want to cover things up. I don't want people to know I'm going through this struggle. And many people cover it and they die in that state. When I noticed I couldn't fight on my own again, I called for help. And I thank God for those amazing people that commit.
I remember one of the present GO's messages earlier, like pretty much earlier during the lockdown. And he said, if you are suffering, if you have COVID-19, don't die in silence. Tell people. Because, I mean, it's a natural thing for people not to want to feel like they are the ones putting the name of God to shame. Oh, I'm Christian, I'm sick. Why am I sick? Why am I sick? But God uses each of our situations for His glory. So let God use you. Join together with some other people, pray together. The thing about Christianity is sharing each other's burdens. We talked about this morning.
Yeah.
What was the piece of scripture you shared?
Bear ye one another's burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ.
Because if you're ill, you can't do the things you normally do. Your body is not cooperating with you. Because one thing affects your lung, it affects your entire body. So once somebody in the body of Christ is, in distress or ill, if we're really a body, it is everybody's concern.
Yeah. I saw some people, when I joined the Zoom platform of people praying for me, I saw a number of people I don't even know.
Wow.
I saw their names there. And the few times I joined them, I noticed that these people were there consistently and I don't know them. And that degree of commitment is simply beautiful. To other people you don't even know, but you just heard that they are in distress and you stepped in to help.
Thank you so much, Mommy. We still have another part to come. Thank you so much for sharing your story so far. And you guys, make sure you stick around if you want to see the last part of this amazing testimony. Definitely hit subscribe right down below. Hit like, leave us a comment, and definitely share it to everyone you know. Share on your Facebook, share the link on WhatsApp, share on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere. And I'll see you guys in the next one.